I gotta be honest with you. Something is happening inside Trackhouse Racing right now that doesn't add up on paper, and the more you stare at it, the weirder it gets. Because this weekend, one driver is about to do something he has never done in his entire NASCAR career. Not in his supercars years, not in his rookie cup season, not even last summer when he was setting road courses on fire. 3 races, 3 different machines, 3 different garages, one weekend, and a championship picture that does not have room for mistakes. And here's the part nobody is saying out loud. The Cup car he's climbing into on Sunday is not the same rocket ship it was last August. The team is fighting. The ovals have been brutal, and yet somebody, somewhere, looked at the schedule and said, yeah, let's triple it up. 2 things can be true at once. This is either the smartest development call Trackhouse has made all year, or it's a gamble that could blow up in their faces with the playoffs creeping closer than fans realize. So yeah, we got to talk about this. The driver is Shane Van Gisbergen. You knew that the second I said road course. And if you're a real NASCAR fan who wants honest conversation about this sport, not the recycled headline stuff, go ahead and hit subscribe. We're pushing toward that next milestone, and every one of you matters. Now here's the setup. Watkins Glen, May 8th through the 10th, SVG is entered in the Truck Series race in the number 4 Nice Motorsports Chevy. He's in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race in the JR Motorsports number 9 Kubota Camaro, the same car he drove to victory at COTA back in February. And then on Sunday, he's strapping into his regular Trackhouse Cup ride for the Go Bowling at the Glen. 3 series, 3 teams, 3 engineers, 3 setups, 3 driver meetings, 3 practice sessions stacked on top of each other in the same 72 hours. And he's the defending Cup winner there. Let that sit for a second, because the last time we saw Shane at this place in a Cup car, he didn't just win. He won by more than 10 seconds. He turned a road course into a private test session and made some of the best in the world look like they were running a different race entirely. So when JR Motorsports dropped the announcement that finalized the triple, the reaction online split right down the middle. Half the garage said, of course he's doing it. It's Watkins Glen. He could win all 3. The other half, and these are people who actually understand how draining a NASCAR weekend is, quietly raised an eyebrow. Because here's the thing fans aren't connecting. SVG's 2026 has not been the highlight reel everyone expected. Texas was a grind. The ovals have been a wall he keeps running into. Trackhouse as a whole is not where they want to be in the standings. And a triple duty weekend, even at a track he owns, is not free. It costs something. The only question is what? And that's where the story gets really interesting. Because this isn't really about Watkins Glen. Not entirely. This is about a development theory, a bet that Trackhouse and SVG and his camp are quietly making, and most fans haven't even noticed it yet. Think about what triple duty actually does to a driver. You're in a truck on Friday, heavier, looser, completely different brake feel, totally different tire fall off. You jump into the O'Reilly car on Saturday. Lighter, more downforce, a different aero balance, faster corner entries, and a field stacked with road course killers like Connor Zilish sitting in the sister car. Then Sunday, you're in the next-gen Cup car. Heaviest, most stubborn, most physical of the 3. That is 3 completely different conversations with 3 completely different cars in 48 hours. For an oval rookie still trying to translate his supercar's instincts into stock car language, that kind of compressed exposure isn't a flex. It's a crash course. It's reps. It's seat time you cannot buy and cannot replicate any other way on the calendar. And here's the part that makes my brain itch. Shane has openly talked about how much he's still learning the feel of these American cars, the braking zones, the way the rear rotates, how the tire gives up over a long run. You don't fix that on a simulator. You fix it by lap after lap after lap in different machinery against different competition in real conditions. So the gamble starts to make sense. But picture this, it's Saturday afternoon. He just climbed out of the O'Reilly car after a 200-mile road course war with Zilish on his door. His neck is shot, his hands are sore, his brain is fried from making 90 setup decisions across 2 crews, and in 18 hours he has to go defend a cup win against Larson, against Bell, against Hamlin, against everybody who circled this race on their calendar last August and said, not again. That is not a relaxed Sunday morning. That is a man walking into the biggest road course race of his year, already running on fumes. And there's even more going on behind the scenes that fans aren't talking about, because every point matters this season, every single one. The Cup playoff format has gotten meaner. The cutoff math is unforgiving, and SVG sits in a position where a road course win basically locks him into the postseason and gives Trackhouse oxygen they desperately need. So the upside of Sunday is enormous. A win at the Glen and the conversation flips overnight. Suddenly he's not a struggling sophomore, he's a playoff threat with 2 road courses still to come. But the downside is what nobody wants to say. A mistake in the truck on Friday, a hard hit, a sore shoulder, a bruised rib cage, and Sunday gets compromised before the green flag even waves. A tangle in the O'Reilly race with a back marker who doesn't realize what's coming behind him, and suddenly the defending winner is starting from the back with a backup car. Now, that's not paranoia, that's just NASCAR. Stuff happens. And listen, when veterans talk about triple duty, and you've heard guys like Kyle Busch and Larson speak on this, the message is always the same. The racing part is fine. The racing part is fun. It's everything around the racing that destroys you. The media, the meetings, the travel between haulers, the mental load of switching personalities between 3 crews who all need different things from you. Shane himself has said Texas this past weekend was a grind. He told the media the O'Reilly car and the Cup car have both been tough for him on the intermediates, and the focus has been on small improvements, not breakthroughs. That's a driver being honest about where he is, and then immediately after that grind, he's loading up for a triple. So you tell me, is this a man who's overflowing with confidence, or is this a man who knows he needs every lap he can get, even if the price is exhaustion? And that's not even accounting for what happens next. Because here's the open question nobody at Trackhouse is going to answer publicly. If Shane wins on Sunday, does the triple duty become the new template? Do we start seeing it at Sonoma? At the Charlotte Roval? Does this become the way Trackhouse develops its road course weapon into something more dangerous on the rest of the calendar? And if he doesn't win? If Sunday goes sideways, a bad pit call, a late race contact, a top 10 instead of a victory, does the narrative shift to he tried to do too much? Does the same triple duty that looks smart on Thursday suddenly look reckless on Monday morning? That's the thing about gambles. The bet looks different depending on the result. And I keep coming back to one image. A guy who left a championship career in his home country, crossed an ocean, started over in his mid-30s in a sport that does not hand out respect for free. He didn't come here to be comfortable. He came here to find out what he's capable of. And maybe a triple duty weekend with a defending trophy on the line and a struggling team behind him is exactly the kind of pressure he came here looking for. Or maybe it's a bridge too far. We're going to find out together. So drop a comment and tell me, is this a brilliant development play that turns SVG into the most dangerous road racer in the field for the rest of 2026? Or is this Trackhouse asking too much of a driver who's already grinding through a tough season? I'll see you at the Glen.